Okay, so New Jersey Twerk, Prep, A Ward, but this is a positive. This is a positive story. Okay, and Chef Tress did a spur of the moment 2-on-2 battle because apparently I think drugs didn't show up for the twerk battle. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Maybe you know. And something happened. The Gates of the Garden didn't have a main event, so these four decided to do. First, it was going to be a three-way matchup between, I believe, Chef Twerk and A Ward, maybe or something like that. But it ended up being a 2-on-2, and they had about 2, 3, 4 hours to prepare. And apparently, you know, they just dropped the trailer, and I guess it came out pretty well. People are saying, you know me, I don't like all the effects. I don't know if you saw the trailer of the drop.
No, I haven't seen the trailer. I saw a little clip because you know how it goes. You know, no matter what you do, if you do one thing that the culture likes, everyone forgets all the rest of your fuckery. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on caffeine.
Say whatever you want.
Um, you know, I see everyone sharing the same people who I seen down and dude for the swamp battle. I see them tweeting and ball buffing over a line that he had at Christian Mingle slash Black People Meet bar that he had for A Ward. Um, Bottom line, first off, Gates of the Garden. I'm one of the many people who's been supporting them from the beginning. I have stopped supporting them. But a big thing with them, that editing thing too, will give you a epileptic attack.
I can't. I
Um,
can't. I'm sorry. Like, what if a classic battle was edited like a Hollow and Lux? That would not. I would no.
yeah, well, you know, but the flip side to my issue with them is a in the middle of a pandemic where Jersey was just as messed up as New York.
I was gonna mention that because you are very
You
vocal
decide. Check it
about.
out though.
All right.
You decide to have a 2 day event, and not only do you have a 2 day event, but you book about 12 battles per day.
No, 15 per day. There was 30 battles.
Oh, you counted it out.
Yes, because I was shocked at how many battles there were. I don't know how many went
Now,
down, but
here's the problem with these leagues, small leagues, but especially like Gates of the Garden, Trap New York, which if you know anything about me, you know I'm Trap New York, you know, to the heart. That is what I would call my home league. Salute to No Mercy. I know you guys had well whatever we dealt with that behind the scenes, but you know those are my people there, man. And one issue I've always had with them is booking crazy battles. And what I've come to understand, and this goes from experience and me actually being in the venue, is that sometimes they book these crazy amount of battles because there's so many new coming guys, pause, and a bunch of them end up not showing up.
yeah, that's a problem.
So a card will show you, you know, I've been to Trap New York battles where there were literally 10 to 12 battles on the card and literally see 4 battles. And we have been there the whole night. You know, doors open at 6. Actual battles don't end up happening until like 10, 11 o'clock. That's why I stopped physically going to the events was because of that. And at that particular time, I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning for work that Monday. And most of the events was on Sunday, just like Gates of the Garden. Most of the events is on Sunday. But with Gates of the Garden, it's been a big thing with them where they book all these crazy amount of battles, and then they have which is a big part of why I stopped supporting them. And you'll see it on this card too. They have a bad habit of continuously booking guys who no show.
Right.
Go look at that card. You seen your favorite on there. You saw
Clean
Prez
paper.
Mafia on there. Prez Mafia, Clean Paper,
He was there though.
and I heard he got no showed.
Oh
which,
yeah,
which is funny.
yeah.
That's funny. That's funny right there.
Yeah, that is
It's
funny.
funny. Clean Paper gets no show. You know that's incredible right
By who
there.
though? I don't even know half the names on the card. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there was a good amount of names who I know, but I can't say I know them all. And again, this is all a big reason why I stopped supporting. Not stop supporting. I'm saying it the wrong way. This is why I don't um I don't push the smaller leagues as much as I used to, and it's more because of inconsistency, right? And then let me tell you something about small leagues that really get under my skin. Not only do they not check their crowd, because you can't get through a battle. People are losing their damn mind over a setup because they know the battle rap is
Yes,
perfect,
yes, 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 yes.
right? And it's horrible. It's horrible for the footage. You have a battle that should have took 20 minutes. It takes 45 minutes. And when people are up there pushing and shoving, Jonah, did you see the clips? It's a damn pandemic out here. They got masks hanging off their damn neck, but they're out there pushing, shoving, and grabbing shirts on each other. How does this make sense?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to you about it because you've been very vocal about this pandemic and you saw the steps URL took for Nome. They got everybody tested, and there's really not too many people in the building. Everybody couldn't be there unless they passed. None of that happened at this thing, right? I mean, I highly doubt anyone got tested, and it
No.
didn't seem like
First
anybody
off, URL should have
really
never
cared.
did what they did when they announced the Ultimate Madness 2. There was no reason to have all the people there. There was no reason to have all the people in the damn parking lot. None of that, right? But
When
whatever,
they
we
announced it,
passed
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, there was no need for all that shit. Zoom worked for EK and Danny Myers, but like why it couldn't work for everybody, right? But the bigger thing was, so Gnome was able to be executed the way they was because now URL has a bigger financial sponsor.
Yes.
You can't expect this from these small leagues. And my issue with these small leagues is that in the last 3 weeks, and this is no exaggeration, but in the last 3 weeks, I've seen at least 15 events or flyers for these events.
Right.
These are in-person events happening in Florida, happening in Jersey. I saw one event that was happening here in New York, but the rest of them was outside of New York, Connecticut. I saw quite a few, Ohio. And, I'm subscribed to a lot of these smaller leagues. So, and some of them I follow on social media, because at one point that was a big part for me. I wanted to support these leagues until it was a lot of things I saw that I just had to back up a bit. And when it just all boils down to is like, there's no way you can convince me that these leagues are taking the time and money, because it costs money, to test people. And here's the thing. I understand that you can't test everybody, right? Like, you're a small league, you're just trying to, maybe you booked this card before, just giving them the benefit of the doubt, because I know RBE did this. They had booked the card, the pandemic hit, they wasn't able to do the cards. So now they got deposits that were, dispersed, so on and so forth. Now they kind of have to do it, right? So what happens on some of these small leagues is like, this is really not your case. You don't have the money to pay for testing and all of this. So why not do something a bit smarter, which is the same thing I think RBE should do. If you are, because there are small leagues who do pay-per-view. Instead of doing a pay-per-view, why don't you do a video on demand? Why not film these battles with some suggested for RBE? Film these battles without the crowd or just the battle rappers in the building.
Or even like a limited, very limited, like, whatever like is allowed, you can have maybe 6, 7 people, like in the background.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, if you're booking these battles, then you have more than 7
or just
people.
all the battlers, in the background.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do all the battlers. I saw ALP, which was a problem that I had with his blog, is that first he said you got the battle rappers plus a +1. Then he said a +2.
What is that? What I didn't miss it. Was there an announcement or something?
Yeah. He didn't see that. It was a misleading blog. He did a blog saying they want to talk about their upcoming event.
Okay.
He technically didn't really say shit. What he said was they have a venue that I don't remember if he said 5,000 or 500. They got a venue that holds, let's just say 500 people.
Probably 500.
But they weren't gonna have people in the building. Just listen to the shit he says. He said they wasn't gonna allow people into the building. It was just gonna be the battle rappers and a +1. A few seconds later, he comes out and says, well, it'll be the battle rappers and a +2. Then he comes out and says, well, if y'all give us a little bit of time, because they're supposed to be announcing the card within these next 2 weeks, because the event is happening in August. He goes, if y'all give us some time, we'll invite some of the fans too, but it'll be like an invite only kind of. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Because I don't care if you have a space that holds 500 people. Let's just say. Because I don't remember if he said 500 or 5,000. But even if you have a venue that holds 500, when the battles start, you think someone's really staying the hell across the damn warehouse?
You're right.
No, they want to hit a bar. They're going to come as close as they possibly can. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. If you have all the battle rappers and a +1 or +2, think about how many people is there, not including the production company, RBE staff. Come on now. Like,
I mean,
to me, it don't make sense, man.
yeah, I mean it's crazy. And did you hear my mask story?
Yo, what's
the mask story I told him alive at 7-Eleven that I just had gone through? Probably
No.
not. All right, so it was at 7-Eleven a couple of days ago, right? And you know, in Michigan, it's mandatory that you wear a mask any business indoor, or they can like they can shut the business down, right? If you serve people without masks, so they made it mandatory. So
That's dope.
all right, so I'm at 7-Eleven by my house. I walk in. The clerk's like a 17-year-old kid, bro. All right, and there's no one else there. All right, and the guy in front of me. You ever seen Ray Donovan? The show Ray Donovan?
Yes, I love Ray
All right,
Donovan.
the main act, the Ray Donovan looking character is in front of me, and I think he's like Albanian though, but he kind of look like him, and he ain't got a mask on, right? But he's this big tough guy, right? All right, okay, and then he's getting money orders, and I'm behind him. This white guy walks in, right? He goes, mask, all right, to the guy, right? You gotta wear a mask, buddy. All right, and then he's like, "It's the law," and I'm like, "Whoa!" Like he was crazy, this guy. And the guy just looked at him. He's like, "Whatever," right? And he's like, "This is ridiculous." And then he starts stomping on in, and he starts yapping in it by him, you know, while he walks away, right? And then so he ends up behind me, and this guy's taking forever to get these money orders. So now the guy's behind me. I'm in the middle of these two guys, right? Another guy walks in. He doesn't have a mask on. He goes, mask! And I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? Like,
They sound like some shit you would do.
no, I would not do that. I mind my own business, man. You don't know what people are carrying. You don't know what's going on around here. That's out here. And, all right, so, and the guy goes, he's not wearing one. I don't give a fuck. If they throw me out, I'll deal with it. All right, buddy? You know, like, it's another like nerd kid, right? And I'm like, this is insane, right? So then the guy behind me starts talking shit to Ray Donovan, right? And
it's a Ray Donovan.
Yeah, and Ray Donovan's like, mind your fucking business. All right? The white guy goes, I don't understand that language. Because he had an accent, right? So now he's being like little racist, right? All right? But he said it perfectly fine, just with a little bit of accent. All right. So now these two are in between me screaming at each other. Talking about mask, all right? They're both yelling in my face. All right? And I'm like, stop, yo! I'm like, chill out. I'm like, listen, man. I was like, technically, you're supposed to be wearing one. I don't give a fuck. You mind your fucking business. All right, just stop. You guys, this is not the like you. I got two guys yelling in my face. You guys are arguing about COVID. Like, step away. All right. Fuck. So he's like, this is bullshit. Blah 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 blah. And then the guy gets his money orders. He leaves right away. I get what I think I was getting a Slurpee. I get what I got, right? And I go out. The guy gets in his car. He gets out of his car, and it's like he's going to wait for the guy, right, to come out. And I'm, like, parked about 4 cars down, so I'm, like, watching it from afar. And then another other guy comes out before him, and he calms him down. I can hear him. He's like, it's not worth it. You're right. I don't need to get arrested. He jumps in his car, takes off. The other guy walks out, and that was it. But it's just... Bro, I mean...
That was awesome.
Is it? No, but this is me just being there for a minute. Like, I can imagine these are happening a lot.
Let me tell you what's so awesome about it, right? It's just the stupidity. Number one, for anybody, I really hate people who, and this happening a lot out here. It's been for a while now. About 90% of the people don't wear masks. Is why I haven't been going to the supermarket. I've been paying the extra money to get.
It's not mandatory over there?
It is.
No, to get into a place, it had like by law, the governor signed it.
It is. But you know what? Who's enforcing it?
Okay.
And
is it the same here where it says that the business can be shut down if they serve the customer?
Yeah, but here's the thing though. So you do have some places here who just won't serve you, right? But depending what business you go to, like you said, how there's like a 17-year-old
The kid was out of his league. He didn't know what to do. He was like
Yeah,
scared.
but
Right?
even deeper than that, what are you doing? Because here's the thing: why I'm not about to put myself at risk trying to stop you motherfuckers.
Right.
And like, for example, the supermarket across from me is clearly the most convenient for me. Is maybe 500 feet from where I live. And the issue is with them is they were the number one place enforcing everything. Now it got to a point where they're just so tired of arguing and fighting with people, they just let them. And
Well,
that, like, I hate it.
well,
But
this is my experience at the bar. So we're open, and we're open at 50% capacity. We took half our chairs out, half our bar seats out. Now, when we let people in, each person has to be assigned either a bar stool or 4 people at a table. And we only have like 6 tables. We used to have like 15 tables, right? After that, we don't let nobody else in, no standing room or nothing, right? So people come in for carryouts though, and we let about 3 or 4 people at a time for carryouts, this and that. We have to have security 24/7 out the door because you got to control the people coming in. So what's happening is the people getting the carryouts, they're always like complaining that people aren't social distancing, and it's not. Even though like all my waitresses and bartenders are wearing masks, I'm wearing a mask. Everybody's wearing a mask. When the customers can take their mask off when they sit down. That's the law here.
yeah,
But they have to wear one when they get in, right? So every day we're getting called on still because there's people they just call and call. So every time we get called, every single day, an officer comes and has to check on everything, and then it was like blah blah blah. So came in again yesterday, and they were just I was like, bro, you're like here every day, and he's like, yeah, we're just the mask police now. It's literally it's our job now. He's like, every single restaurant gets called on every single day,
what's the problem?
and he hates it. He hates it. He's like, bro, I just have to come and say I came, and that's it. Like,
of course,
yeah,
absolutely. But here's the thing, though, well, the hard part is for business owners like yourself, right? Because you have to. It's so much that isn't in your control, and it's but so much you can do.
we're trying our best, and people don't understand that. Like,
yeah, no, that's what I said. It's rough for you guys, but the flip side is when it comes to other people. Because here's the thing: you might be able to regulate to a degree what's happening in your restaurant. You can't regulate what's happening in the parking lots, so on and so forth. Listen, I'm not even that kind of person, and there's a few times I was like getting anxiety, like, because other people are just not respecting anything, and of course, it's not in me to call anybody about that shit, but it's the reason why now. Not only do I do my best not to go, but I pay the extra money to get certain shit delivered. And trust me, everything up here is being uppriced, even though they're not supposed to. These fucking, and I don't know about you
what
guys.
do you mean uppriced? What's being uppriced?
So for example, if you normally pay, I don't know, let's just say $5 for a 4-pack of toilet paper.
Oh, okay.
And it's like $8 or $9.
No, I don't think that's really going on here. Oh,
the food is higher priced, and then the delivery charges are higher, and then even deeper than that, which has been before we get into what's been my direct issue, there are stores out here, and I don't think there's a rule against it yet, that are implementing a COVID fee, which is fucking ridiculous.
That's kind of a scam, though, man. This is like this whole coin shortage stuff. It
absolutely is, but there isn't a rule against it.
There's a coin shortage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so banks aren't giving us coins no more. I can't go to the bank and get quarters, nickels, and dimes anymore, or pennies. So now what's happening is, me and my brother had a big stash at the house, so we just brought that. So we're using that right now.
Yeah,
but a lot of places are just, if you don't have exact change, they're rounding up.
No, I was thinking the only thing you can do to combat that is to round it up, but it's messed up.
But that's stealing. That's like stealing almost.
It absolutely is. But
a coin shortage? What does that mean? Why?
Here's my thing when it comes to what I'm dealing with directly. So, for example, so the other day I go on to Domino's and I order Domino's, and it says on there, contactless delivery. They'll drop it at my door.
Yeah.
Right. I say, cool. I order about $50 worth. This is actually a month ago, and I'm gonna tell you why it's relevant. Then it happened to me again the other day, but with a different business. Yesterday, but with a different business. So basically, they did this whole shit. I had to wait an hour for my pizza to get delivered. Of course, the family's hungry. Everybody's hungry. Everybody's ready. These motherfuckers pull up, and the problem is around here is a dead end next to me. So a lot of them make the mistake and they go to the dead end, which is behind my building. So for me to walk through to get there, I gotta go through a maze. But like for
Oh.
you to drive, it's either you'll make the right into the dead end or you'll go straight and just park in front of my building and then walk into the path. So what happens? They call me, oh, we're not coming to your door. You gotta come out here. What's the point of me fucking calling for delivery if I gotta come downstairs to come curbside to meet you?
Right, right.
Right? Because there was an option for curbside. And no, I put delivery contactless at the door. So there was this whole back and forth. Anyway, they end up canceling the order. Here we are a month later and 3 calls later. They still haven't refunded my money. So
Oh,
it's
so you didn't go get the food? You just
no, fuck no. Fuck no. Because where I live at, I already told you, people are barely wearing masks, all of that. Motherfuckers is in front of the buildings sharing blunts, shooting dice. Like my man, I'm not walking through there if I don't fucking have to. And I was working, but when I was working, I was leaving the house at like 4 in the morning. The problem wasn't until I got home, which is like 4 in the afternoon. I get home, then I gotta walk through the crowd, pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta walk through a fucking crowd. But then yesterday, I like to eat. I eat game. I eat rabbit. I eat lamb. I eat all that kind of shit. Boar, wild boar, all of that. So it's not cheap. So I make an order through a fucking butcher shop that I never used before, but they have boar. So I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna order some boar. Long story short, I ordered about $80 worth of stuff. The fucking guy calls me talking about, yo, I'm in the dead end. You gotta come meet me. Motherfucker, I ain't coming to meet you. And even more with all the story I'm telling you, here's the bigger part. Not only did y'all charge me way more than you normally do, but you charging me a delivery fee that's more than it normally is. And some of these places, they never charged the delivery fee before. Now they are.
Did you
Cool.
order through the Domino's app?
Yeah.
Okay. It shows
So
you
here
like
I am.
the process of where it is, right?
Yeah.
I've done it.
That was what was frustrating. The shit took a whole fucking hour. But again, like even with this butcher shop yesterday, when you purchase through their website, you got to pick a time slot. So all the time slots was taken. I had a 2 o'clock time slot. They showed up at 2:30, calling me, telling me I gotta go fucking walk 2 blocks down to go meet them. I'm not doing that shit. After I just spent $8 on food, right? I paid a $15 delivery fee. I gave you guys a 20 or almost $20, like 17 something fucking tip. And you're gonna call me and tell me I gotta go walk a block and a half, almost 2 blocks to come meet you.
So how come you didn't get your money back yet?
No, now with them, my money should be back within these next 3 to 5 business days. But the domino issue, I'm gonna call corporate because I called that store 3 times, and 3 times they told me they refund my money, and I never get the fucking refund.
Do you guys have DoorDash or Uber Eats?
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to get credits through them. If anything happens, they just credit you because we use them at our bar. People fucking just make up. They'll be so a thing on we have DoorDash more, and then Uber Eats we get lots of DoorDash. And what happens is our Cajun pasta is our #1 seller. So whenever and they don't even tell us like when there's an issue. Like if a customer just calls and says there was a problem, they'll just credit you. And how we know is when the item on our menu when someone orders it, it'll say this item is often wrong. And I'm like, that's the one they always complain about and get a credit for. Yeah, because they give credits for just instantly.
I don't do that shit, man. Listen, Uber Eats is the first time I used Uber Eats was that same day with the Domino thing, because after the Domino thing, now I had to rush and get food for the family. I didn't have time to cook anything, you know what I'm saying? Now everybody's starving, waiting for the Dominoes. So Uber Eats was the first time. It's the same thing though. Like I paid a crazy delivery fee. I mean, they delivered my shit. I didn't have no problem with them, but it was more expensive. I think I forgot what I think KFC or something. And what would normally cost me like $30 to $35.
Yeah, they add a fee. They add a fee plus
it came out to $50.
Yeah.
Came out to 50, something that normally cost me 35. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, to a degree, I understand that I'm not stressing it. I get more stressed when in them situations. Like, yo, fam, I'm paying all this extra money. Don't fucking tell me I gotta come downstairs and come meet you somewhere when I'm paying so that I don't have to A, deal with everybody, and B, it's for the convenience.
Yeah.
And if you look on your receipt, it says convenience fee. So, motherfucker.
Well, let's hope this ends soon because I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're living in a
Shit
weird
ain't
world,
ending
clown
at
world.
least for the next few months, man.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Listen,
I honestly don't know anymore. But do you know how many times I walk into I try to walk in somewhere and it's still not programmed in me to have my mask on and I have to walk back to my car. Like I always remember when I get to the door and I'm like, fuck, and I gotta go walk back or get it. I'm like, I probably do it twice a day. It's insane.
yeah, stop that shit. Especially you.
I always go back and get it. What up, Hurricane? I always go back and get it.
Rules.
But
You know the rules. Listen, even more though, for just getting back to what was the point?
what was the point? What was the
We
point?
was talking about these leagues.
Gates of the Garden, right? Twerk.
Yeah, the Gates of the Garden. No, you said that. I didn't say
Well,
that.
twerk was a big part of it.
Anyway, you know, when I saw that clip, and then I saw a clip of salute to Andrea speaks, but she knows the clip I'm talking about, where it was an Ohio league, and everyone, there was at least 50 people in that shit in the shot. You can't even tell who's behind the camera, and they all had, including the host, had his damn mask hanging off his chin. Heard a bar he liked, and he's grabbing and yoking people to fuck up and screaming. Bam. So not only am I battling the dude in front of me who's potentially spitting all on my face, but the fucking host is doing it too. Like, come on,
Jay. I mean, I know, I get it. I totally get it, and I just, this is nuts. It's not. I'm saying this is just the way we have to live is nuts right now.
No, we don't have to do this.
No. What I'm saying is that we even have to think about that. Seeing two guys interacting that close to each other is gross now because of what we're dealing with. Like this.
No, absolutely. All right. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like.
You're correct.
Yeah.
In that aspect, you're 100% correct.
How long is this gonna go on for? Are we ever gonna get back to normal?
It don't even matter. We're not getting them back to normal for a little bit, man. But let me tell you something. You know why we ain't getting back to normal? Because of shit like this.
Yeah, I know. And then America is really falling behind on the curve through the rest of the world as far as whatever's happening.
Because of shit like this. Well, like, yo, man, if motherfuckers really did their part, right? Like, instead of being selective about it, I do believe we'd have been done with this shit already, man. Well, but that's not the case. Listen, my job, I had a crazy back and forth with them. I didn't go to work for fucking 2-3 months. We had a crazy back and forth because they were trying to force us. I'm pretty sure you know about the business loans out there, the grants.
We got turned down twice.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you did because there's a lot of
because the money ran out both times by the time we.
Yeah, well, what happens is when these businesses took that grant, a certain amount of money absolutely has to go to your payroll. So they are forcing motherfuckers to have to work, and in my job, I do construction and demolition, mostly demolition. Like, yo, we break shit. We don't fucking. What are you talking about? What is essential to be broken?
Right. Well, at our job, what we did was we told anyone who doesn't want to work, they don't have to work. They could go home and collect unemployment, and anyone that does is more than welcome to. And we just went from there. The first 3 months we were carry out only, so it was just basically me and another girl working with the two cooks, and then,
which is always great, except for your situation.
And then, the whole bar opened. Well, half the bar opened up now, so now it's kind of ran normally how it was before the bar. But let me tell you, since we've opened up, our numbers have practically doubled from before we were open the first time.
I'm gonna admit to some
this
shit.
This has been our best 2 months ever, or whatever, 1 month in our history of the bar.
Listen, motherfuckers is
they're going crazy. Everyone who walks in there, bro, each table drinks like 15 shots each. They're lined up. All
Listen,
right.
Friday.
Do you know that tequila anejo is like coins right now? It's hard to find, and it's a premium right now. So what it ended up we can't even order it no more from the Michigan Liquor Commission. My brother's out here looking for some, somehow some way. Don Julio 1942. We're charging freaking, because we have to now. It used to be like $18 a shot. We're charging $30 a shot now, and their motherfuckers are still buying it where we can't even keep it in stock.
Yeah.
They don't care. I could charge 100 right now. They don't
Yeah,
care.
because you know why? Everybody been cooped up in the house. Listen, everybody can't wait to get opportunity. Friday was the first time. All right, so some of the rest, I don't know about you guys, but some of the restaurants out here, as long as you order food, you can order liquor to take out. Does that happen to you
No,
guys?
no, you can order liquor for takeout anytime now. They just passed it.
Oh,
Whatever
right.
you want.
So-
But nobody does it because it's people like to drink socially in a club, and then if you're gonna take it out, you might as well just go to the liquor store and buy it for like a tenth of the price.
Yeah, because you know what it is? It's the vibe.
Right. So we're not selling. We barely sell any takeout. Sometimes,
So, what it is by me, the restaurant that we stopped by is by the pier, and it's a lot of space there. So, it's really a pizza spot, like I don't want to say high end, but kind of like high end pizza spot.
Yeah.
It's a specialty pizza spot, right? You can't buy a slice or nothing. Like you're paying $20 to $30 for one pie. So, but the thing is, where they're located is right by the pier. So as long as you're in a certain distance, you can. And this is what we were doing. We were ordering frozen margaritas and stuff like that, and then going across the street by the pier because where we were going, no one else was there.
Right.
So we stood there for a few hours, and it was the first time in a while I got drunk, especially getting drunk outside. Like,
Oh, I remember you tweeted something on Twitter to say just right.
Yeah, man. I got a little fucked up, man. I cause you know what? I let my guard down a little bit. So earlier that day, we went to a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and they had only like 3 tables outside. It was a small spot to begin with. But 3 tables outside, good distance between people. But they got new owners, so now they overcharge like a motherfucker, and you getting a way smaller quantity. So I was actually gonna come home buy a bottle because I was just frustrated. And then we end up saying, because I love water, I love going to the pier. So I'm like, yo, you know what? I go to the pier a lot by myself. Let's just go over there because that little spot is there. And I'm happy we did because where we were at, we literally had a whole block to ourselves. Because if you go like slightly around the corner, that's where everybody goes. Because you can see like the Statue of Liberty and everything from there. So everyone goes there. We stood on the other side where it's like where the warehouse is. So no one was next to us. And as long as we're within the vicinity of that restaurant, we can drink outside all the fuck we want. So, I was paying a lot. Them frozen margaritas, they were like a cup like this big, which is, I don't know, maybe, what is this shit? This is a 9-ounce cup. So we were paying, maybe a 10-ounce cup, we were paying about $16 a drink.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's New York. You guys overcharge anyways. Right.
No, but they charge a lot in New York, but they were charging way more. Normally that right there is $10.
Yeah.
Charging all of that, man. But it was one of those things that I understood. I understand where people were coming from. You've been cooped up, and I've really been quarantining. Like I barely fucking go outside whatsoever. I haven't drunk since March to now. I've seen my kids twice physically.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I got to spend the weekend once with them 2 weeks ago. Other than that, like when I tell you I don't come out, and then I worked for like a week, and then I tapped out at work too. Like, fuck this. It's 90-some degrees. I'm out on the 15th floor with nothing covering me, fucking work. I almost passed out twice. So I'm like, nah.
That's crazy.
I'm going to go back to work in these next 2 weeks when the weather just come down a little bit, man. But, I understand people want to get out and all of that, but you got to do right, man. You got to do right. You got to pay attention to everyone around you. I know there are a lot of people who don't believe in this, but I have had family members who died. I had a friend who died. I have, thank God, but I have about three or four family members who survived it. You know what I'm saying? Who had it and then survived it. You know, and at the end of the day, this shit is very real. And you know, we gotta understand. Life is altered for the short term. It's about us doing the right shit so that it don't get worse, man. It's like, I saw some shit on the news earlier today. I don't know how real this is, but supposedly the police broke up a party that had 200 people or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah,
Like
I mean, they're happening a lot. I mean, there's a lot of parties going on around here, but
fucking ridiculous, man.
yeah.
I got invited to a wedding and I laughed.
Well, they're not allowing stuff like that here, but
you know, where they had postponed their wedding, COVID stopped their wedding, and now they decided since things are opening up, you know, so they called, hey, you know, we're gonna do the wedding. It's gonna be about 50, 60 people. I laughed.
right. Well,
my brother's like, "Oh, you being an asshole?" No, I'm not being an asshole. I'm laughing because you like what type of shit is this?
yeah, I mean,
I don't want to marry. Listen, if you already live with the woman, so on and so forth, do you really want to stress yourself fucking getting married right now? And not just married. I'm talking about like having the.
well, you know, it's the woman's idea to have this go through. I'm sorry, ladies, but it's probably her idea to push this through. I'm sure the guy's like, "Fuck, man, I thought I got out of this shit. Now we got to still do it. This is insane."
Yeah, because listen, if you want to get married a little bit, fine, but to have the whole wedding
right?
thing
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
right now, I'm talking about just right now. It's come on now.
Yeah. Well,
don't
all
fucking invite me. I didn't want to go to begin with. Now you
right. All right, let's get to some positive stuff, man. That's depressing, man. With this, so have you been? Did you have anything else you wanted to add to the Gates of the Garden shit? The reason I brought it up is I wanted your opinion on how you felt about these guys doing that. Like,
I think the whole situation was horrible.
No, I'm talking about the battle rappers agreeing to do it.
I just told you. I think
you don't think they should have done it? They should just not have a, huh?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Like, what do you make? What do you make?
Why? Are you saying because of COVID? This is the reason, or you? Huh?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know where you're coming from. Okay.
Hear me, because it's one thing.
But they're there already, so okay.
No, it's the same thing. Like I said for the RBE event. Yo, listen, because the Gates of the Garden thing was a pay-per-view. Listen, if that's the case, how about film these battles separately and then sell it as a VOD? Other than that, what the fuck are you doing? You guys are not getting paid enough to say, let me do this dumb shit. Especially knowing damn well you can't test everybody. Okay. You can't keep nobody away from each other. You saw the proof. It's on the footage. You saw it. You saw it. You can't keep nobody. And let me tell you something. And it's just a message to your favorite, man. If the dude will finally fucking understand that he should stop taking all these punk ass battles. If he did what Hollow, Mook, Lux, and all these guys did, battle a lot fucking less, but charge way more, he's in a position to do so. What do you think they paying him that he takes all these fucking battles?
Well, that was my thing. So what ended up happening was that Hurricane was that Drugs and Twerk were supposed to battle. Drugs didn't show up. And then ended up being a 2-on-2 battle between Chef Trez and A-Ward versus Twerk and Prep that went down. Now, my angle with it was that, COVID aside, that this right here is the prime example of why Twerk isn't going to learn from the Swamp battle, because he prepped in 4 hours. I guess it came off good. He got great crowd reaction. That's going to put him back into that mode, feeling that, he doesn't need to prep again because he just did it. He literally just did it. And, that is dangerous for him because I'm sorry, he is kind of walking in delusional world. I don't know if you've seen him and to surf on Instagram. He honestly believes, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it's very accurate, that he's better than Loaded Lux. He's the best in the world. He's that guy. There's no one else better. He's a walking highlight reel, he said.
He can be. He can be.
No, but he said he is. He is. Okay.
No, he's not. He is a walking highlight reel. And a lot of times for the bad. Bottom line, This is what it boiled down to.
Better
'Cause I
than
don't want to
Lux, he
I don't
says.
want to spend my night talking about this dude. This is just bottom line what it comes down to. The dude, no one could ever argue about his talent. It's about his decision making and his preparation. So bottom line, what it boiled down to, I'm surprised at A Ward. I'm very surprised at A Ward. I'm looking at all these dudes, and the only thing I can say to everybody on that fucking card and everyone who showed up to that event, what is wrong with you? I do not want to see battle rap so bad that I'm willing to cast a damn virus and bring it back to my family, right? And I damn sure don't want to listen. None of them are getting paid surf numbers. Listen,
especially in the wake of
no one on that card. Tell me, and this is a fact because A Ward was on My Expert Opinion.
Okay.
And he said how much he gets paid. Okay. And I will tell you this: none of these dudes are exceeding $4,000 for one battle. So I'm sorry to tell you, man, but if I have to put my life and risking my family, A Ward has a wife and all of that. I'm pretty sure he's not the only one. At the end of the day, if you dudes think that 2,000, some of them are not even getting 500, and a lot of them dudes on that card were battling for free, and you showed up to this fucking event, it's not worth it, man. Battle rap is not worth your life, man. I love battle rap. It's not worth my life.
It's their only form of income, and now they don't know what to do.
Then they're a fool.
I mean,
then they're a fool. Let me tell you something about artists, and this is across the board. Tattoo artist. I'm an artist. You know, I draw. I paint a little bit. You know, I customize sneakers. I do T-shirts. This shit I've been doing for years. You know, I'm getting back into doing the sneakers again. But this shit, I used to own my own business doing this stuff. Technically, I still own it. It just hasn't been active. At the end of the day, man, when it comes to artists, they don't want to be told what the fuck to do. They want your money, but they want to do what they want to do. You ever go to the I don't know about you. I don't know if you got any tattoos, but you go to a tattoo shop and tell the tattoo artist what you want, and somehow he still try to convince you to get what it is he want to draw, or whatever the fuck, right?
Oh, hell no.
Listen, the same thing when it comes to battle rappers, rappers, singers, actors, same shit. They want to do what they want on their fucking time. At the end of the day, so-called artists do starve more. People don't understand. There's way more artists than regular starving artists than there is successful artists. So at the end of the day, do I understand that you might need this money? Absolutely. Do I understand that you rely on this money? Fuck no. Because at the end of the day, I don't care unless you, again, one of them big names, a Surf or Lux, one of these guys that's going to get paid enough to supplement you throughout the year, right? To a degree. Let's just keep it real. If you out here battling, like Daylight said, Daylight was out here battling for $500 and had a huge name. But he was battling every weekend for $500. You saw the bullshit he was doing out here. When it's all said and done, my man, you can't tell me, especially in this pandemic, that $500, let alone you guys who are battling for free, that shit is worth your fucking life. It's just not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yo, but let me ask you something. Getting off that shit.